OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, on my way, on my way. They wanna judge me, I'll testify. Catch me on Insta, I'm verified. They want me quiet, I amplify. I'm on my way to the best thing that you've ever seen. You know that you bow to the queen. You lose all your senses and reason. I'll give you something to believe. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. Yeah, OMW. Nothing left to prove. So enjoy the view, taking a picture like Malibu. I'ma have you on tiptoes, watching my diamond afterglow. I know you wanna take me home. I'm on my way, on my way. OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW, on my way, on my way. On my way, on my way, on my way. On my way, on my way. On my way, on my way. On my way, on my way.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Y'all know who it is. You know the voice, you know the sound. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive, is in the building. Good evening, everybody. Make sure that you stay tuned. Like it or not, with Rebecca Azor is going down from the Benjamin Dixon Show. Good evening, everybody.
Cash, I never like those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trucks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe it to get away. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-fold weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. Whoa, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got.
Good evening, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat rooms right now. Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever we stream it from. Shout out to y'all. Shout out Nat A Industrial Arts. What's going on, brother? Nightingale, Alicia, what's going on? Good evening to y'all. Emily Swamp, good evening. Brian West, what's up, Spin Cycle Dragon, welcome. Tyler Hackner, good evening to you. Neon Death, what's going on? Andy from Ohio, what's up, Andy? Struth the Dragon, hey, Struth, love you being it. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. LeBron, what's going on? Perry Anderson, good evening. Boondocks, what's going on, darling? Love you.
Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, dope. Running up the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's in the way we left at. Can't remember.
And Ekman, good evening to you.
Good times. Live in the moment, feel like summertime. Assassination, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my, oh
Summer Lynn, what's going on, Summer? You know, I'm terrified of random letters. Just absolutely mortified of random letters. So I went to my therapist. My therapist like, you are? And I started screaming, ah! they said? Oh, I see. Y'all make sure you stay tuned, man. Rebecca Azor is pulling up momentarily. You don't want to miss it. Like a lot is going down. Good evening, everybody.
My God, can't take my eye off you. Can't take my eye off
Jesse
you.
Goodcraft, welcome.
You got, don't got nothing on you. Don't got nothing on you. My heart is ready for something I have been had in a long time. True love crime, I hope you know that.
I love you, Alicia.
Let's slow down, slow down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Ooh, driving date, watch a movie. Right by your side on duty, not too much or too sweet. Ooh, passion from your truly. Let me know how you feel. Hope I'm not in too deep. Biwa, Phoebe, Fija, Fever. Won't be alone forever. Get through the storm together. Ooh, girl, make some room. I know you still. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa. You're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa. You're
Levi,
nice,
good evening to you, Levi. Levi doing pretty good, can't complain. It wouldn't help anything anyway. Shay, what's going on, Shay? KFZ, what's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome.
You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread.
Roller Dragon, what up, Roller? Hey man, don't y'all forget, tomorrow night it's going down. Patron party, 9 p.m. Patron party, 9 p.m. tomorrow as we cover the Jacksons. Randy, Tito, Jermaine, Patricia Jackson, all them Jacksons that you ain't even know about. We're going to cover all of them tomorrow night, y'all. And real quick before we get this show started and get to the next song, I didn't think I was fat. I mean, y'all didn't think I was fat either, right? And it wasn't until the woman at McDonald's was like, sorry about your weight.
Use can this can sweeter. From this way, Mrs. Straight and New York. Can't say up your lap and this one make you right on. What about the ration all over creation? Yeah, sometimes rain and sometimes shine. All the sorrow and trouble you gotta leave behind. Right on. What time is a great tribulation? Nation them a fight against nation.
What's going on,
What
B?
time is a
Welcome,
great
welcome.
tribulation?
B, you know you love my jokes. Stop playing with me.
The ring from the DJ called ranking, baby. When we fling it on
Shout out
the
to
road,
B, who has a play premiering in Orlando. Don't worry, I'm going to get to all the details before our next song, before we get the show started. Shout out to B. Love you, B. Killer Cuts, what's going on? Welcome to you. Oh, you know we got to see the tattoo, man. You know we got to see the tattoo.
watch out, we walk, watch out, we die.
San Diego J, welcome.
Hey, man, how you walk, how you talk. Through the journey getting longer, we never get weak sweeter. Through the battle getting harder. The victory is sweeter. Give thanks up for the health and a long jeopardy. And them the type of thing and them not cost no
The
money.
Emo Dragon, what's going on? Welcome.
Bam bam diddle and diddle, best things in life for free. And the bread upon the tree, they sing the sweet and melody. And all the fishes and the Caribbean.
This needs some air horn behind it, don't it? Yeah, I think so too. Now I'm up. Now I can't hear anything. Thanks. I just put down my whole eardrum. Oh, Emo Dragon, the dad jokes have been missing you guys. So here's another one for you. I've been prescribed anti-gloating cream. I can't wait to rub it in.
Sweetness, you gotta think on with gladness. I want to hear sorrow and your madness. Right on.
Oh, gosh. Wait. I got a few things I got to do here, but I have to get it through the show. Okay, before we get started, we're going to get this thing rocking. But people say that circumcision doesn't hurt, but I disagree. And let me tell you why. I was circumcised when I was born, and I couldn't walk for over a year. Like it or not, it's about to go down, y'all. Rebecca Azor is in the building. Y'all stay tuned. Like it or not. Good evening, everybody. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hey. Okay, you guys can hear me. Okay, I gotta make sure because it doesn't show me down here, and I would like to be moved to the top. Thank you.
Ooh.
But girl. Thank you. So
we start off right tonight.
So welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
All right, Ben, the lighting. Chef,
is it working? Okay, all right.
Okay,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is. It's working. We got, and you look alive, baby. It ain't giving. Oh man, like
nobody knows. No. Trouble life.
It's
not doing that.
It ain't
not giving Negro spiritual.
I don't look like what I've been through.
No,
right.
Yeah. So what is today? Today's Thursday. It's one of the holy
Yeah.
days. What is it, Ben? You should know. So it's like
The night before he would be crucified.
yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of resurrection
The
songs
Garden of
today.
Gethsemane. Yes.
Okay, the Garden of Gethsemane. So I've been listening to a lot of resurrection songs today, and one I actually was playing. I didn't know Ben was going to pick up the phone because he don't be picking up the phone. So
Okay.
I was just playing it because I dance to this song, and I've been listening to a lot of resurrection songs. And I went, I listened to a few like from Hillsong or whatever that I used to like back in the day, like Man of Sorrows, right? And nice, the cross. But then I said, Lord, I need a little bit of little gospel. A little gospel, a little shanana, a little something to make me feel like you was resurrected, right?
Ooh, Lord, I was about to say.
So I went back to Don't Cry by by Kirk Franklin. Yes, because I danced to it. That's one of the songs that everybody, either the choir sang to it or they danced to it, and I danced to that in church when I was growing up, and I just listened to that song and I'm like, dang. With all the sinning I just did yesterday evening, I just want to be near the cross on today. But
when you wake up feeling that you got to be near the cross after sinning that much, ooh, girl.
So God, but that song though, I just see the difference and mind you, I love my contemporary gospel music, the Hillsongers and all that, but it's nothing like, and I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what Maverick City. They're great too. All those different gospel groups are great. But something about that song, something about the name G with Rance Allen. It from back then in the 90s, it was different. Sin was the same, but the praise and worship was something else.
I can complete every one of your sentences, every song you hint at. That's how long. But you know what, Rebecca? Everybody in the comment section, they're giving us the right name for tonight, which is I don't even know how to pronounce it.
What is it?
Monday. How do you pronounce it? Somebody? Hey, I've been in church. Monday, Thursday. I've been in church all my life, and the very first time I ever heard that phrase was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I'd never really used it myself. So in the Baptist church, we just said it was the night before he would be crucified.
Because so you got to do that in the Baptist church. I'm Pentecostal and I'm Haitian Pentecostal, so it's a whole different thing. So but that's how I grew up. But the people in the comment section are right,
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for that. Because I don't be knowing.
Go ahead.
What Bible study? I don't be knowing for real, but I know kind of, and I know
y'all ain't said a dang on thing.
So I was laughing because leave it to us to have a bunch of atheists who know more than us.
Right?
Every time. Every single
That's
time.
funny as hell, dude.
They know.
The audience knows.
We know emotional.
Ain't nobody in the audience
they know the correct terms. While we just filled with emotion. Meanwhile, they like, yeah, we studied, and this is what that is.
How they anyway. I digress.
And thank you for that, guys, in the comment section. But no, you guys, how you doing? Before we begin, what is on your hearts? What's on your mind? How has your week been so far? Bubba, let's start with you.
It's been pretty good so far. Uneventful. I've been in the office twice this week and it worked out pretty good. So it was cool. It was cool. But actually, it's been a very smooth, uneventful week, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. I got up this morning and went to go see Super Mario Brothers. I fell asleep a couple of times.
Oh, that movie came out. Okay, I think I need to go.
In the movie.
Yeah, it was pretty retro. I don't know. I think I was just tired. I went to sleep fell asleep early, then woke up, and then was up to like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and then went back to sleep, and then went up and went to the movies early before work. So yeah, but it's a good movie. It brings back some memories, a lot of memories. Yeah,
I'm sure it does.
I'm little kids that was in there. They were like, "It's Mario." Y'all don't know nothing about Mario. Shut the hell up. Out the way.
Listen, Ben, how was it for you? How's your week been?
It's going. It's an interesting week besides the news. And, shout out to all of my supporters, all the patrons and the people who listen to the podcast. I lost everything in terms of my podcast. So I got to rebuild the whole template, the whole show, all the sound, all the songs and stuff.
Wow.
So we only had one episode this week. So I just wanted to let everybody know where that's at. We'll be back by Monday. So outside of that, it's been an uneventful week, just doing yard work, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, look, you God bless God for Jesus.
Oh God.
You didn't. You have a yard right there because there was a time when you was in the closet. Hey, that's enough to shout right there in the Garden of Gethsemane.
So I kind of rather have that testimony at church and not on the internet. But okay.
Well, they saw you on the internet in that closet.
Bro,
and they was giving you grace.
Do you remember me in that closet?
And everybody's like, "That's in the closet
with the curtain." I had a curtain hanging, trying to make it look like I'm doing something. No, thanks to my
trapped
wife.
in the closet.
Yeah,
he's coming out of the closet. He's finally out of the closet.
And he's in the house. Thank God for Jesus. Now, everybody who's watching right now, if you can hear the sound of my voice, I know it is a Thursday night show. It's a Friday night show, but on a Thursday, with the observance of Easter or whatever y'all want to celebrate or how you celebrate. I'm going to be out of town for the holidays. So I wanted to definitely get these conversations in on today, at least these 3 top stories before we get out of here. Yeah. For everybody who can hear us, see us right now, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. For our audience who doesn't know that we are on right now, send it out, send your calling, put your Batman joints in the air, in the sky, and let them know that I don't know what it's called, the signals, and let them know that we're all here on today. Wow. Thank you. It works. I love it. It works. And that's what we needed to know, that it works. But we have a lot to talk about. Let's start with it. You know what, Ben? I actually wanted to start with Angel Reese, but I want to put her second, the story second, because I know you have something that you brought to my attention. I did hear about it. I know that Representative Renita Shannon, who she actually was talking about it yesterday. And I'm like, what's going on? 2 representatives are going to be fired from their position as representatives because of them fighting for gun rights with this recent massacre that happened at the elementary school.
So they've actually been ousted. So here's the interesting thing. There's 3 representatives who led a protest along with hundreds. I think they said multiple hundreds. I don't know if it was 1,000 kids, but a lot of students showed up to the Tennessee State House to protest on behalf of their lives, because in the aftermath of the shooting that took place 2 weeks ago, all we're getting are thoughts and prayers still. We have yet to get anything but thoughts and prayers from Republicans. And so students took it into their own hands. They went to the State House, and 3 representatives actually stood up with them. Representative Justin Jones and Justin Pearson. They're 2 young Black representatives in the State House there in Tennessee who led the protest, along with a 3rd representative who was a white lady. Now, just tonight, just a few hours ago, they ousted 2 of the 3. They threatened to oust all 3 of them, but they did not oust the white woman representative. They only ousted both Justins, 2 Justins in this case. And so it's not only a slap in the face of democracy, but it's also just a blatant racist slap in the face. And if you listen to the 3rd representative, she said herself, if you want to know the difference between why I was spared and the other 2 were ousted, they did the same exact thing. And actually, I just want to put a pin here. They did nothing illegal. They did nothing wrong. This is Republicans trying to exact their revenge all across the country. They're trying to call what these students did and what these representatives did, they're trying to call it an insurrection, right? So they're trying to say that if you protest on behalf of the lives of children, that's insurrection. But if you protest on behalf of the life of the presidency of Orange Julius, then it's not an insurrection. So that's the game that they're playing. They got rid of 2 Black guys, and the 3rd representative, they let her stay. And as she said herself, it's because of race.
Wow. So what exactly did they do? So for people who don't know, what was such the issue that they went out to go do physically? Like what did the Republicans, or what did they consider the issue?
So the students came to the State House, like just in any protest, when you get access to the State House, you occupy it, you fill it up. Students filled it up, and these representatives were standing in front of them, leading the way. And so they were exercising their First Amendment right, which they have the right to do. But inside of these state legislatures, it's a country club. And if the Republicans decide, and they had a super majority, I believe 75 Republicans voted to oust them, to 25 Democrats. So they're wildly outnumbered. There was no way Democrats could have stopped this in Tennessee, but this is Republicans just playing their games.
Wow. So
I think we have a couple of clips of the representatives speaking for themselves. So they'll give, Josh, if you would play the first clip, but this is coming from the mouths. These are young Black men who are standing up on behalf of Black life and all the lives of the students, and they got ousted. So let's take a listen to it.
Johnson and her attorneys, who they too are seeking to expel right before I speak and before they work to expel me, which I expect to happen too. We are losing our democracy. This is not normal. This is not okay. If you look at what it takes to expel a member, or what it should take, most of the times that a member in the Tennessee State Legislature have gotten expelled, in the last 2 times in particular, one, the guy committed sexual assault against 22 people. The other committed bribery. We broke a House rule because we're fighting for kids who are dying from gun violence, and people in our want to see an end to the proliferation of weaponry in our communities, and that leads to our expulsion. This is not democracy. This is not what it is supposed to look like, and everybody needs to be very afraid and very worried that there are people in positions of power who are using and wielding that power to expel people who are duly elected to their seats.
Yeah, and that was Representative Justin Pearson, one of the 2 Black men who were ousted tonight. We have other clips, but that's the gist of it. That's what's going on as we speak.
Yeah, and where are they out of? Where are they representing out of?
Tennessee.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know the exact districts.
Yeah. So I asked that because it's still interesting. So they're new in their seats, right? And so I'm pretty sure when they got these seats, we were there. I remember all of social media at some point, whoever we knew that was Black that got a seat in the time during these local elections or whatever, social media was giving everybody recognition. And so I say that to say, we knew everybody else was upset because of these young Black fresh people coming in and taking up these seats that are always being kept warm by old white men or more people who don't do nothing. So they couldn't wait for a moment to band together where they never really show up at all for nobody, for nothing of that state. They couldn't wait for a moment to band together just because somebody was trying to say, hey, let's start saving kids. Let's start saving people. Let's start putting gun rights out there. I'm going to fight for this because this is what I'm here for. So I'm going to fight for this. So they couldn't wait to find something so that they can band together and get them out so that they can put somebody else in that seat. Of course, that's going to not care for their state, not care for the people. And that's what we're going to see. Watch, we're going to see those seats replaced with those people. But I do want to see more clips.
Yeah, and they said Pearson is from Memphis and Johnson is from Nashville.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see more clips, Josh. I want to see what else is going on.
Me this year from gun violence. My mentor died last year from gun violence. We are dealing with a gun violence epidemic, and the resolution is not to silence the voices of people who send us here to the people's house to speak with them and for them. It is to make sure we do just legislation. It's to make sure we fight for red flag laws. We fight for good storage laws. We fight to make sure that this is a democracy and maintains its democratic principles. But that's what's being lost today. And so every Tennessean needs to be very concerned that we are not in a democracy. And across the United States of America, there has been no House members who have ever been expelled for exercising their First Amendment rights in a peaceful protest. This is a first in American history, and we are losing our democracy to white supremacy. We are losing our democracy to patriarchy. We are losing our democracy to people who want to keep a status quo that is damning to the rest of us and damning to our children and unborn people. It is no coincidence that the 2 youngest Black lawmakers in the state of Tennessee and 1 or 2 women are on trial today. That is not accidental. This is what happens when you lose democracy. This is what we are fighting against and must stand up against as legislators and as people and as citizens across this country, because it's starting in Tennessee, but it won't end here.
No, he said that
for real.
And my thing is it going to drop on deaf, was it deaf ears? Because I know, Ben, you can't stand when I get the word wrong, Rebecca. It is not deputy.
You said
no. Let's keep going. Let's keep driving past that.
Okay.
Don't get off on that exit.
It ain't gonna fall. Like, because I feel like the hype around this, everybody should be knowing about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
The platforms that are posting about that posted about the Sierra Gate with Sierra's outfit, they should be focused on this type of story right now, because it is very important. We want our leaders. We want more Black leaders. We want a lot of people are not hearing about what's going on right now. They don't even know. They're living in Tennessee and don't know this is happening right under their nose. They don't know.
That's because they what's Blueface and what's the
Krishan.
Do you know that they get more coverage than Joe Biden gets?
Wow.
Yeah, that just dropped earlier this week. They were on a podcast discussing how talking about their life gets more coverage than the president of the United States. So when you say that there's a whole lot of people in Tennessee and around the country who literally do not realize that democracy is being snatched away from us in our face, and it's not just democracy being snatched away, it's like democracy being snatched away back into the depths of Jim Crow, right? So they're not just going for ending democracy, they're going back to, when they say make America great again, they're trying to go back to Jim Crow. And this brother, there's another brother that's here as well, but Pearson, Representative Pearson, he is speaking truth to power. And what they've done is they try to destroy these guys' careers. They try to oust them, but they are elevating these brothers to the national spotlight, because while there are people who are not paying attention yet, this story is really picking up steam because of just how blatant it is. I mean, it's blatantly racist and it's blatantly authoritarian. They are honestly trying to get rid of democracy.
Yeah. I mean, I want us to hear from, is it Pearson? And he was on the floor making his statement right in front of the people, and I believe he had his backing from his fellow Black representatives, or Jones, whoever.
Jones, the second Justin is Representative Justin Jones.
Justin Jones, okay, Justin Jones. And let's take a look at what he had to say, because I feel like that was both of them had very heartfelt speeches. But let's take a listen.
Expulsion. For years, one of your colleagues who was an admitted child molester sat in this chamber. No expulsion. One member sits in this chamber who was found guilty of domestic violence. No expulsion. We had a former speaker sit in this chamber who is now under federal investigation. No expulsion. We have a member still under federal investigation. No expulsion. We had a member pee in another member's chair in this chamber. No expulsion. In fact, they're in leadership.
And that's just a little tidbit of it, because I mean, there's a lot that he kept going. And what's interesting here is, all they are doing is saying, look at what you guys are doing to me. Look at what you guys are doing to us. But you have so many leaders, representatives in this space who have done everything required. They are qualified for expulsion, but have been given opportunities to continue serving in this seat to do nothing for the state of Tennessee. But the two youngest Black legislators, okay, in this group of people, the two youngest Black legislators in the history of Tennessee are ousted because they chose to fight for something good, and not for little Black kids or particular. They wanted to fight for everybody, all kids, all people. Gun control is a conversation, protesting for that, having people take an actual look at different issues. Hey, what's the issue here? Every single day, these legislators take these seats and do not a damn thing. They do nothing. They do nothing. They don't fight for the people. They fight for themselves in this. And they don't show up to work. They don't show up for their state. They don't show up for the people. Nothing. They make excuses when things like massacres happen. They make excuses when things like famine and homelessness. They make excuses for housing going up. They make excuses for all of that. While they go sleep in their beds, in their mansions, while they have access to abortion, yet will fight against abortion, right? While they have access to having sexual relations with whomever they want to, while they try to stop other people from doing the same thing. This is what we're seeing so much when we have these two representatives who are real as hell, who want change for everyone, who want to help everybody. And you can't tell me, not only are they giving examples, clear examples, not only are they given that, but they are also sitting here telling you, look at what just happened. There were 3 of us, 2 of us being black men, 1 being a white woman. It is clear. I don't even have to tell you about the expulsions, but look at this. This is the example here. Who are the ones that get reprimanded?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
They have to be the scapegoat. You know, that's how it is, especially when you got Ron DeSantis out here signing bills with the NRA behind closed doors and private meetings and shit. All this stuff is connected.
Absolutely.
All of it is.
Absolutely. And I wonder, I've already, it's frustrating because we've been talking about this for 2.5, 3 years. This show in particular, us, we have been sounding the alarm about what these folks have been doing. And don't get me wrong, it's not that we were the only ones that saw it. It's that when you see it and you see it earlier, you want to, you want to push people along and say, hey guys, it's time to take this seriously. And it's now I do see America starting to take it seriously. People are really calling it what it is. They're calling it fascism. And that's what it is. You call out Ron DeSantis, he's a fascist, right? We're really, people know what time it is, but it's like we're behind the 8 ball now, though, right? If people could have been on the game, like really recognizing what was happening since 2020, because these folks have been on this push towards fascism like for years. And I'm just hoping that it's not too late, that we actually still have time to push back against these people sufficiently enough to stop them, because they're not stopping, right? These Republicans, these conservatives, they see this in Tennessee as a victory, clearly, and they want to model it from state to state. They're literally talking about doing this from state to state to do this to other Democrats.
Yeah. And if everybody, you know how we believe in the whole thing about voting, and we've been discussing that, especially on this platform as well. Voting, how important it is. Look what we did, right? And I mean the people, right? Because we don't live in Tennessee, but pushing that whole idea of putting Black people in these spaces so that we can start fighting for what is right. Every time a Black person is in a place to do better or help others have better done. We see that when we start our own communities, when we start our own schools, what they do, they go bomb it, right? What do? They go shoot up the place, right? What do? They come beat us up, right? They take away our resources any way they can. And this is what that was about. That's all what we see. That's all that what it was about. They don't care about what he was protesting for. They don't care about none of that. That's it. They wanted both of them out, and that's it. Period. They don't want any people who are Black and they're Black men in these positions. They're like, hell no. This is not what, especially in a state like Tennessee. Hell no. Get them the hell out of here. But this is why it's so important for us to keep fighting for people to be in those positions. We know Renita Shannon had the audacity to run for lieutenant governor here in Georgia, and didn't make it. And because she didn't, lost her seat. She was willing to sacrifice these things, right? We have to and that they wanted that. They wanted her to, lose out on her seat so they can put somebody else in position. We know that's what it's all about. So it sucks that every time I feel like, Ben, I'm not even gonna hold you, Bubba. I feel like every time we get in position, like here they are to chop us at the knees.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, that's they specialize in. We're still living in the backlash of Barack Obama being elected president. And even though, despite to the contrary of everything Republicans say, Barack Obama did not do a whole bunch of stuff for Black people, but he might as well have. He might as well have gone and give us reparations, because the way these saltines are reacting to everything that he didn't do, he might as well have gone and just gave every black person $100,000, because that's what we're living in right now. We're living in a world where Republicans are like, oh my goodness, black folks got an inch of power, but an inch of power to them is like a mile of power. And so they don't want to give up anything. And so they are 100% lashing out all over the country because they fear black power.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out, as everything else, as you said, Ben, Blueface and Krishan get more coverage than a lot of these other things, especially, I'm sad to say, on our platforms, Shade Room.
Hollywood Unlocked.
Hollywood Unlocked.
Baller Alert.
Baller Alert's regular page. Now, Baller Alert will post it on their political page, but not a lot of people follow that as compared to what their main page is. I'll give it to Baller Alert. That'd probably be the only one. But the rest of these platforms, it's true. What sells is the drama. There's drama going on here. Interesting, like this, we have to see what's going on so that we can fight in this next election cycle. We can fight during the midtime to figure out who we gonna band together to get back in these seats, or what. We gotta start. If we act like we don't know, if we actively don't want to know what's going on, there will never be a change. I know it sucks, right? To continuously have to see this happening to our people. It sucks. We cover it often. You think I like this? No. But the fact that we know what's going on, so now I know locally when this stuff is going on, where I need to be, who, like what we need to be doing, how we need to be pushing it. We're going to utilize our platforms to make sure that we let everybody know what's going on, because like it or not, they don't. They don't. Shade Room, do better.
Like it or not. You said that like Dr. Mac just a second ago, Rebecca. Okay. You said that in there just like Dr. Mac taught us. Whenever you get done talking about something, makes you gotta say he's like, you gotta say like it or not.
Just like that, Ben. You've been practicing.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Just like that.
Can talk with Brother Mac, so he's in my ear.
But shout out to the Dr. Mac. Shout out to the player from the Himalayas. He posted his ex and put that was his baby mama. In the
that's a Mac shit right there.
She was fine. She was bad. No offense. But she was a baddie. Like she is a baddie. That's why he posted her. I mean, fine like wine. Okay, just like when Dr. Carl Mack went missing for a little bit and then pulled up with washboard abs.
Right. Like, bro, how much you pay for nothing?
I think that's like she's like they look like they had a good time in life. Anywho.
Okay. Man, look at the boomer doing big things. Like that's how you're supposed to do it. You better use his Instagram, right?
He told us he look at that boomer using Instagram.
Look at that boomer using Instagram.
Listen. And I wanted to add this thing had nothing to do with nothing, but because you talked about boomers, I was listening to a song, and we're gonna get to Angel Reese real quick. I was listening to a song real quick, Betty Wright, and I was telling my best friend, I'm like, girl, I don't know why when I was in high school, I just loved that song. And she was like, what song? And I said, I just keep remembering the part of the song where she said, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just the man. And he's doing the best he can. And then she said, I heard him say, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just the man. And he's doing the best he can. But right before she said that, so I went back to the song. Right before she said that, she said, her man, she went back to go get her man, because even though he tried her, no pain, no gain. Now she got her man back, but she's like, this time around, she said people was trying to, they was praying on their downfall. She said, what happened to the days when the people used to throw a little something on the grill to bring y'all back together, right? And then the auntie come and just say, they sit y'all down together, and she says to you, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man, and he's doing the best he can. Now, I thought about how crazy that was, because there's this thread that said, what is the most wild songs that had like the worst advice? That is one of them.
Yep.
But, man, back in them days, all them damn songs, just I'm not taking y'all advice.
That's
like hell no.
But at the same time, she's right though. Back then, if they knew you was gonna go to him anyway, like let's just speed this up so y'all don't keep giving us a drama. We're gonna throw something on the grill. We're gonna sit y'all down. Listen, now you want to be with him. Here's the thing, Mr. And then in the same song though, guys, because that song had like 7 parts. It's like 10 minutes long. She says, Hey y'all, I know he tried me. Now, if he tries me again, God is gonna get him for messing with me. What? But you just said, like, the song is. I love it. Shouts out to Betty Wright. R.I.P. to Betty Wright. That's my friend's auntie. R.I.P. to Betty Wright. And yeah, man,
Mama, that song is After the Pain, Mama. After the Pain, Betty Wright.
After the pain.
Because they got a bounce version to it. When I tell you thing be riding out.
Oh
yeah, my gosh,
we gotta hear that. We gotta hear that. All right. Now, speaking of more racist stuff, two black men were ousted, and the white woman who was doing the same thing wasn't. Here in this case, we're gonna push it to sports. All right. Where have you been? You must have been under the rock if you haven't heard about Angel Reese, who is Louisiana State University's Tigers forward on the basketball team. She is unfairly under fire by some people on social media after what they say trolling the University of Iowa Hawkeyes, player Caitlin Clark during the 2023 NCAA women's basketball tournament just a few days ago. The game was a landmark victory for the Tigers, who raked in a whopping 102 to win their first national title. Okay. Yeah. So Reese played spectacularly. I seen the clips. I'm like, dang. And I only knew about Caitlin before. I didn't even know about Angel. So until most recently, at one point during the game, she relished her achievement by pointing to her ring finger, hinting that LSU will win its first ring in the program, its first ring in the program's history. She also threw up, here we go, what they call the can't see me.
The John Cena.
Yeah. So I just remember this from G Unit when they used to be like this. Both gestures were aimed at Clark, who demonstrated the latter during Iowa's Hear me out. Both gestures were aimed at Clark, who demonstrated the latter. Did the same thing during Iowa's semifinal win against South Carolina. Let's take a look though at I think we have a still of it of the hand gestures. I think that was like the first clip that I dropped for you, Josh. I want you guys to take a look at not this one just yet, because I'm ready for that one. Just the clip of just what she was doing, hands in the face. The hand in the face. And I only want y'all to see it because both of them did it. The outrage, as you pull up the clip, the outrage is stemming from whites after the win. It's quite white. Caucasity, whiteness, white outrage, selective outrage, white anger. But when Caitlin did it, oh wow, Caitlin is she ramped up. She is such a basketball player. She's out there giving the people
look at all that swagger.
And then listen, as soon as Angel Reese did it, what did they say? Classless, ghetto, no sportsmanship. That should have been somebody was saying it should have been an instant, what was it?
Disqualification.
She should have been ejected out of the game. They made her out to be somebody who was abusive. This is the villain, somebody that was ready to attack. Okay, this is basketball. The rules can't change. First of all, the rules, here we go. Both of them doing the same thing. Just like it was about
good one, Josh. Good one.
Ago, Caitlin was doing it. And so this one, her friend plays for the team that Caitlin was playing for before. And Caitlin was doing that to that girl all through the game. So, she waited for that moment so that they got their play on. And she was like, yeah, now what's up? We winning over here. We're going to win. What is the issue with a black woman in sports? The ops is the other team, period. What is the issue for somebody to be like, yeah, we about to win this? Yeah, like shit talking. We see it all the time in NCAA men's basketball, right? They shit talk, they fight, they do all of that. What's the issue? Why can't women in sports do the same thing? It's the same sport. The only difference is the anatomy. Other than that, like, what's the difference? What's the problem? What's the issue? And in case, so outside of that, so both women should be able to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is sports. Outside of that, though, why is it that this white woman gets to fly like a bird and nobody said it? She wasn't trending for what she did a few days before? No, nothing. But the black woman does it, and it's a whole problem.
I mean, it was such a non-problem for Caitlin that I think CNN or one of these outlets actually featured a video of her doing this, right? They did a whole promotion around her doing this John Cena move. And so the reason nobody bothered Caitlyn about doing it, because there was nothing wrong with doing it. The question is why are they bothering the black woman about doing it? Because they don't like to see black women win and then win with a little style and a little trash talk. They just hated it to death. So much you had Keith Olbermann, who fancies himself to be a liberal. You had David Axelrod, who used to work for President Obama. All of them came out slamming this girl, and then this young woman. And then as soon as they realized that, oh, well, Caitlyn did it before, then they all try to backtrack and say, oh, well, then maybe Caitlyn should have done it. Mm-hmm. No, should not have done it. No, let her trash talk, just like Angel Reese trash talk. Mm-hmm. But they obviously can't see past the fact that they're irritated that this black woman is out here stunting on them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's
baby hair in 2017.
Baby hair and all, right?
Baby honey, the 30-inch weave that stayed on.
The bust down. All in it.
Listen,
ball down.
And what's the problem? What's the problem? She's getting it. She's doing it. She's black. She's a black woman, and that's what the issue is. It will always be the issue. A black woman doing anything, it's going to be an issue. Just like black men are looked at as thugs, aggressive, all this other stuff. Black women will always be looked at as angry black women. Why? Why can't? So what do we call Caitlyn? Her? Because she literally did an interview and said she ain't even mad at Angel. Right. Now let's take a look, because there's a couple of things. There's so many things to unpack with this story, but let's take a look at what Angel had to say during her interview after the win.
I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. The narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
And that's awesome. Why can't she celebrate? Why can't she celebrate her wins, who she is? She stated that y'all called her, y'all being the media, the people, everyone who's been covering her too. They can't wait to label her as ghetto or too aggressive or too whatever. Meanwhile, she's playing the same game that Caitlyn is playing. And this is no disrespect to Caitlyn. She's actually a really great player.
I was about to say really good. Caitlyn got some really good skills. Yeah, she's
one of the best. I heard of her before I heard of Angel, right? And Angel says she's growing. She's helping grow women's basketball, which is beautiful. And so is Caitlyn. Both of them together, because they were playing and because the game was so anticipated. What we know about women's basketball, people don't really support it, but this particular game, the whole arena was filled with people. The seats were filled out. It was sold out, and that is rare for women's basketball. And that's what they've. So the beauty of what's happening is that these women are growing women's basketball. We wanted that. We've been just a few months ago, we were talking about how women's basketball should be respected, but instead, what they want to do, they want to point out. Of course, we need to though. Some racist shit, and then they want to point out the fact that she lacks sportsmanship. She doesn't have she's disrespectful. It's a ridiculous stance. And I want to play this clip though of how, because I think it's one of my favorite clips from the think pieces that have been floating around. It is Shannon Sharp and
Skip
Bayless. Let's see their conversation about what happened with Angel Reese and Caitlyn.
Haunting of Caitlyn Clark.
I have no problem whatsoever. Skip, I want to preface everything that I say. Caitlyn Clark was sensational. She should have been a unanimous player of the year. Nobody should have got any votes. If you look at the way she played all year, and if she solidified that, she answered all the questions, she checked all the boxes in the tournament, she should have been a player of the year. So young lady, what you did, how you represented the game of women's college basketball, you should be commended. So I don't want you to take anything that I'm about to say personal, because this is not about you.
That's fair. I agree. Go ahead.
This is about the portrayal of how women, we see it two different ways. 48 hours ago, when Caitlin Clark did this, John Cena, it was considered swag. 48 hours later, Angel Reese does the exact same gesture. It's classless. Keith Olbermann went as far as to say she was an idiot. Not just an idiot, an effing idiot. For you to stoop so low to call a college kid, a female, because she did a gesture, when you didn't say anything when Caitlin Clark did it. It's funny how, Skip, it's funny how America, society sees black and white. White person does the exact same gesture. Skip, you know one of the greatest talkers in NBA history, you covered the guy, was Larry Bird. He was never criticized. One of the greatest talkers in NFL football is who? Phillip Rivers. He was never criticized. Angel Reese talked about this all year. Skip, if you remember 48 hours earlier, Don Staley foretold of this. Many chalked it up as being sour grapes because she had lost. And lo and behold, everything that she spoke of came to fruition the moment Angel Reese did that gesture. The moment she did this, and the moment she started pointing at her finger, talking about she about to get a ring.
Yeah. So exactly, she did. Because she knew. She said, "Listen, I already knew it was going to be up in arms once I discussed how come she can't be excited about her wins? How come she can't, be excited about? Why can't she be happy for that for herself?"
Right.
Because black folks are not permitted to get excited. If we get excited, then we're making people nervous. If we celebrate too much, then we're making them upset. If we do anything that they can label as uncivil, then the civility police come out, because they expect us to always be mild-tempered, right? Mild-mannered. And so they just simply reject the notion of black energy, especially when black excellence is behind it. So this is just every day in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take it even deeper to say, more specifically black women, because they love when the black folks win for their favorite teams. Let's look at the Redskins, the Falcons, anybody. They cheering when the black folks doing all the winning. But see, when it's the black females that come into play, then whole different story. Because y'all think about it. We never got this much basketball coverage, female basketball coverage, since this began. WNBA been out here going on for years, and they don't ever get the coverage that they deserve. The only reason they got as much coverage as they did over the past few years was because of Brittany Griner.
That's right.
That was the only reason.
Right there.
So now here it is. You got Caitlin and Angel come up now. Now it's just like everybody's watching because it has to be some kind of black and white beef involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Serena. Remember Serena, whenever if she ever expressed any anger, any frustration, anything, they would always label her as some type of uncivilized monster. And then you look at a clip of a white guy doing the exact same, not even the exact same thing, doing way worse, and nobody ever says anything but, oh, he's just an energetic lad.
No, Ben, that's exactly what it is.
You're right.
We watched I forgot his name, a white man throw, because when they were talking about Serena, they had a whole clip of a white man who played tennis breaking his, like throwing a fit.
What's his name? Yeah,
Ben,
I forgot his
out
name.
of control. And mad, like cussing people out, telling people don't talk to him, doing a whole diva stunt, and nothing but he's just so angry, he's passionate. You guys, if we look at any of the best players, this is what we're seeing right now, and the only reason he's doing what he's doing, you guys, is because it's passion. All right, to you, Bob.
McEnroe,
it's so
John
crazy.
McEnroe.
Yeah, and then now we see this, and that's you're right, Ben. This is the exact same case. What's funny is, moving forward, the drama with that, the think pieces came out, all of that. Of course, it is. This is what they usually do. It's tradition for the winners to go to the White House. We know that with any big teams or whatever, the winners are invited to the White House for whatever reason. And so Angel Reese, the LSU, and whatever team Caitlin plays on, and I want to make sure. Iowa.
Yeah,
okay,
Iowa.
so LSU and then Iowa were both invited Jill got onto her Twitter and started typing away, moving those fingers, and she said,
and that has since been corrected, of course.
Yeah, no, I've seen that too, but Biden tried to correct it, but for starters, when that was posted, the response that Angel Reese said is, no, I'm not going to go there. And she said, I'm not going because since when are both teams who are they're the loser and the winner go? The winner is supposed to go. So now we're giving, they feeling bad for Caitlyn. They doing that thing. They doing it. We are doing it at the White House. And then they said, not only that, but we already said we ain't want to see him because they were actually saying that we were going to lose. So now they said that earlier. Then Joe Biden gets on almost like, all right, see, go sit your behind down, Jill. Damn, I don't know why. Now listen, everyone, I just want to go ahead and say that we want to invite the LSU Tigers to the White House. Angel, can you hear me? If you can hear this, we want to invite you guys. Yeah, we want to invite the winners to the White House. Jill then had said the only reason she said she wanted to invite both teams, and this could have very well been the reason, was because both teams were women who were making a change in the game of basketball. So celebrating women in that moment. So, it could have been that. I don't know. But it was just fishy. Something in the milk wasn't clean. And so, Joe Biden tried to fix it. Moving forward, that's
a hell of a benefit of a doubt there.
Right. Her team were still saying no, and they said they wanted rather to see the Obamas. That's real black of them, but they wanted to go ahead and see the Obamas.
Black as hell.
Yeah, right. Look, I'd rather see the Obamas straight up. Yeah, literally. So, but they want to see the Obamas, and but LSU has since put out a statement and said. LSU has since put out a statement and said, yes, we would love to. We are not going to denounce going to the White House, But Angel Reese said, I ain't going. We ain't going.
Now, do y'all feel that Angel was out of line for speaking for the whole team, saying we want to go see the Obamas, we're not going for the White House?
Yeah.
Like, it's similar. I'm not gonna say it's similar to what was her name, Shari Jackson. Shari didn't do nothing wrong in my eyes, honestly.
Shakari.
Angel didn't either. Shakari, I can't remember her name. Yeah. Angel didn't either. She just kept it real. I mean, it's
I don't see nothing wrong that Angel did. Clearly, she had this conversation with her team. She's like her team's leader, and clearly she had the conversation with her team that made her feel so comfortable of giving that. Like she gets on the mic just like any other. We've seen so many athletes. Huh?
That's right. James, would you now? Listen, I
had to come back and say I'm the coach. So we want to come to the White House.
She got her head chopped off by the coach a little bit there. But but she's probably used to that. Because would you ever speak up on behalf of the whole marching band of the Pride Bethune-Cookman?
No. Knowing Donovan V. Wells,
I would never, because that ain't even. It's gonna be Rattler Flight. But
even at FAMU, now they just did what they want to do anyway. So
even for like it or not, I would never come here and speak for the whole. We are gonna have our different opinions on things like we have right now. Like we're gonna. It just is what it is. However, there's some things I'm gonna speak for the collective. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, Karen, Ken, all y'all, my team ain't messing with all that. Period. No, you don't. No. It's black over here. You got a problem with it? That's going, But there are ways, she probably was still in the moment, feeling attacked and all that stuff. So it was just one of those. It was just one of those things. I don't see anything wrong with it. People made that.
I liked it though.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I did too. Because especially, I love it when people, and especially our people, come up or we have our own voice and say, hey, I'm not coming to your funky ass White House. I'm not gonna be there.
And look,
Dusty House.
How could you say that? Get them out of here. She should be off the team right now, buddy.
Yeah.
You're out of line, buddy. You're walking on thin ice here.
Gonna scooch on right by
you. I just saw on the Saturday Night Live show recently. I'm gonna can I just scooch on by you right there? Can I skip right? Oh wow, yeah. Look, and then when they go like this.
Darn.
Anywho, Shout out to Angel Reese. Love you, mean it. I'm talking. Listen, continue to live in your truth. That you are a basketball player. I don't want to see. I want to see it gritty out there when you playing. Just like when we watching them boys in the NBA or them other boys in the NCAA playing. I want to see it get gritty. I want to see. So I want to see y'all. I want girls need to be able to do that too. That's it.
That's the period.
And so that's it. So shout out to Caitlyn as well. Y'all do your thing. Caitlyn knew what to say when she got on air. She's smart.
Yeah.
She knew not to play with it. Don't play with it.
I honestly, I have to admit, I really did like Caitlyn's thoroughness. She was like, man, I got time for this.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, like this ain't even nothing. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
She I don't know what side the track she grew up on, but there's a little bit of there's something there. I really respected her for that.
And she had a little, I mean, it wasn't swag, but it wasn't a lot of swag. She did a little thing. It was real like
she had a little swig to it, a little swig. It wasn't swag.
It wasn't a swag. It was
like this. It was like
swoosh. It
was
a swoosh. That was my dad joke for the night.
I don't think it moved. It wasn't. It was like this.
I don't think it moved either, Rebecca. It was like
wasn't moving. It was like was she moving her head instead of the hand? I'm not sure. Right, Ben? Because Ben, you're giving me. If you like it, then you should have put it.
Spirit, no, it wasn't jazz fingers.
Okay, Spirit. So, all right. No, we good. I think we got the gist of it, Josh. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna move on to this next story. It wouldn't be a week if we didn't discuss it because this is what happened in this week. We heard for a long time Donald Trump will be arrested. Now, he was, I guess, arrested on Tuesday. For the first time in U.S. history, a former president surrendered to law enforcement and was placed under arrest. Donald Trump's arraignment Tuesday thrust the U.S. criminal justice system into dramatically new territory, testing the durability of courtroom rules and legal procedures that apply to all Americans. This time, the 45th chief executive of the nation, Donald Trump. In the indictment unsealed on Tuesday, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg charged Trump with 34 felony counts for falsifying New York business records through a quote unquote catch and kill scheme designed to conceal damaging information and unlawful activity before the 2016 election. Trump, appearing before a judge, Juan Merchant, pleaded not guilty to each of the counts. Now, the crux of the case centers on $130,000 in hush money payments that Trump's then fixer, Michael Cohen, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors also outlined a $30,000 payment to a former Trump Tower doorman who claimed to have a story about a child Trump had out of wedlock. And then they referenced a separate $150,000 payment to former Playboy model Karen McDougal to silence her about an alleged affair prior to the 2016 election. Prosecutors said the latter two payments were facilitated by American Media Inc., which owns and operates the National Enquirer tabloid. All that and nothing. All that and nothing. Oh, listen, I think me and you, Ben, have gotten to the place where it's just been real calm for us because in 2016, we were the ones like, he's going to jail. Collusion. He's going to jail. The emails. He's going to jail.
Wait, hold on. Who's the we in part of that? Because I
you was there with us. You was right beside me.
You're talking about that place, right? That place we used to work at. I never will forget. They pulled me to the side and said, "Do you believe in Russian collusion?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold on."
Wow.
Now, did I believe in it? Yes. Was I going to make it a statement of faith for those people and say yes? I believe? No. But in terms of this, he's actually Donald Trump. I'm not impressed by these charges because this is the least of the things that he's done that he should be held accountable for. Now, I'm glad that they went ahead and did it, and shout out to Alvin Bragg for doing what he did. And I'm hoping that he has a lot more for this case. If you read the indictment or even just read a summary of it, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot more there, but that's okay because ultimately it's just saying that Donald Trump is not above the law. So that's step one. Yeah. There's three other indictments. I mean, not indictments, but there's three other investigations that really will carry some weight and some significant charges. So I'm looking forward to more indictments. But I will say this, Rebecca, I never thought that they would arrest him. I never
I wish we could have seen him walking out in handcuffs.
Yeah.
So
No,
let me tell you, they didn't even arrest him. It was more so of a. I watched the entire thing from him leaving Trump Tower to going to the arraignment to leaving. Probably took all of an hour. Even going back, getting on his plane and flying his ass back to Mar-a-Lago. So it was one of those things where they fingerprinted him. That was it. Never saw any handcuffs, and his ass was right out the door. But I will say, the look on his face, the picture they had where he was sitting in the courtroom, that man looked so sad.
He looks so despondent. So sad.
The few clips that I saw with him walking in and out of the little court area, oh, that man looked like he was going through it. And I just love to see it. It literally made my day.
You know what's interesting too? I know that here, because something's always going to tie back to the racist states, you know what I'm saying? The states that he colluded or worked with. A lot of the leaders who have backed him, you know, we live in a state where Trump was backed over him. If you ride through where I live at, just 2-3 minutes out, people are still rolling with the Trump 2020 shirts. I went running the other day. I decided to go to a trail by my house, and somebody out there with their Trump 2020. Somebody came behind him running with the MAGA hat. You know, they were showing that they're gonna ride for Donald Trump in this moment. So, but what's interesting here in Georgia, Fulton County. And this is like news that just came out. Fulton County DA, who we heard of, who got Young Thug in them on Rico. Remember Rico? So Fulton County DA, Fannie Willis, is expected to announce in weeks whether she will file charges in the Trump case, where he allegedly tried to overturn the election results. We remember that because we covered that as well. Trump is now attacking Willis as a racist, and she had something to say about that. But before we get to that, because I do have a clip with that, and I'm going to drop that for you, Josh. Before we get to that, I want you guys to listen to what Donald Trump had to say about
his big day.
His big day. Let's take a look.
And I never thought anything like this could happen in America. Never thought it could happen. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
That was it.
It was more.
Girl,
it was more. Yo, I didn't know it was that short either. Listen, I just dropped that clip, and I wanted to hear what he had to say. It wasn't nothing. He don't never say nothing. He don't never say nothing. He never got nothing to say. He literally just what's up, Ben? What you got to say?
Well, that speech he gave was actually really, 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 really dangerous. You know what I mean? Like he didn't say anything of substance. He did like just go back and repeat all of his lies, but he doubled down on attacking the judge. In this case, he doubled down on attacking Alvin Bragg, the prosecuting, the DA. Like he really put targets on these people's backs. And he even went further to like inciting, in my opinion, inciting more. They trying to overthrow this country, and Donald Trump is more than happy to let them.
Yeah. And especially I know what it was his name, Alvin, the DA in that case.
Alvin Bragg,
Yeah, I know that he in the and everything. I know that he's vying for more protection for him. Look at these black people up there. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It just annoyed the shit out of me.
When the hair is
beautiful
stringy,
black people.
You know she's
look at it. That just pissed me off. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, when you see hair that looks like that, just you already know what's up. There's a certain look.
Until they start cashing them conservative checks.
No, they still have that look because they have to hold on to that look. It helps them. Now they may be living good, but they still have to. That's what the look literally is. You can't change and have and be looking, have a nice bust down part and you can't have that. It's not gonna work. You got to fit that conservative look now.
So you're saying she's getting her hair done at Supercuts, not at a beauty salon?
No, and then but what happens is on the times that we don't see them, they at the salon, right? They're talking about girls seeing this Trump check. Like remember how Nene said, "I cash Trump checks." Y'all broke, but I cashed Trump checks. Now here, these women are doing that. But I say that to say there's a certain look for Black people who are a part of this crew. Diamond and Silk had to hold. I'm pretty sure on a regular day, Diamond and Silk didn't look like that. And yes, I think one of them died. Was it Diamond or Silk?
Diamond.
Yeah. Oh yes, Diamond ended up passing, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have her in the casket with the tooth and the hair and the nails or whatever the case may be.
God bless. God bless that.
You guys, that was not a joke. I literally was saying, y'all. Okay, let's take a look at what let's take a look at what Georgia DA Fannie Lewis had to say. I was not trying to go there. Josh, all that beautiful bean footage.
At all. It's ridiculous in nature, but I support his right to be protected by the First Amendment and say what he likes.
Y'all of these short clips.
I didn't know. Today we're just rolling with it. Now we got a few more minutes here. Fannie is stating she want to get him. Now Trump says she's racist because she's doing that. It's just gonna be a whole other mess. Let's prepare. Yes, it's giving me one of the Marys. It is giving me I'm walking now. It's definitely giving me that. It's giving yesterday. Yeah, it's giving me Erica.
Why does every Black woman from Atlanta
how you know it,
look like one of the Marys? It's not Atlanta. I'm sorry. It's not Atlanta.
I don't know if you're from Atlanta, but
probably Conyers somewhere.
It might be outside Atlanta. It's not Atlanta.
It's outside Atlanta.
It's outside Atlanta. But shouts out to.
I ain't giving her no shout out. She's still running the RICO cases.
No, and Rico. Because of her, we were able to educate ourselves on a RICO. Because of her, we were able to educate ourselves on a RICO.
No, you said Rico with the.
Oh yeah, Rico. You straight up. Listen, we're at the end of the show. I'm not going to hold you guys. I do have a lot to go pack and get ready for this for Easter. Thank you guys for letting me drag you on through a Thursday show. I know that wasn't the intention, but you guys were right on board, and that was me making a call that was me making a call for everybody without letting everybody know. But you guys were right there. That was me, Angel Reese. But y'all stay right. What's up?
We acquiesced. We went along.
Okay, we were just like, okay, cool, that works fine.
Okay, and I respect that, and I love that. But everybody who's watching right now, if you definitely want to be on board, make sure that you are a patron. You can definitely join in to help support the show, keep us going, keep us flowing, keep us here to make you guys laugh from the kitchen, from the living room, and from a nice setup bedroom. You guys, patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not. And speaking of patrons, we got a patron party on tomorrow. And Bubba, let them know what it's gonna look like.
Patron party 9 p.m. tomorrow, 9 to 12. I put a stop on these things because we'll go to like 2, 3 a.m. and
this is not the panoramic. This is not the panoramic
number. Yeah. So 9 to 12 tomorrow. We are covering the Jacksons. When I say the Jacksons, we're covering everybody from Tito, Jermaine, Jackson, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Rebecca Jackson, that's not a Jackson, Benjamin Jackson, we covering
Leroy Jackson.
Leroy Jackson, everybody. And then real quick, want to give a shout out to MXB Wakeland, who is doing a musical extravaganza called Serve for the Gods, coming in May at the Gold venue in Orlando, the Orlando Friends. So shout out to B, man. Actually wrote a play and everything, and
nice.
Yeah, it looked like it's gonna be nice. So I definitely might try to slide down and check that out.
I like that. That sounds like it's gonna be a good play. You said that, and before we got here, you said that B had a play happening too, or something.
Yeah, it is B's play.
Okay.
B's play.
Okay, good.
What was that? What was that thing? The skit that they did. The rehab facility. Karen Rehab.
Yes.
Karen Rehab.
He is a creative. Not only is she does our music, she drops her music and we get to play it here. I know that she said in the comment section a few times that she has a background in like musical theater, I believe, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that she's doing her thing and getting it done. That's a beautiful thing. And Ben, you had something to say?
One last thing is next week. Guess who's coming down to the crib? Dr. Carl Mack is coming to do a presentation, a Black history presentation in the city for a bunch of folks, a bunch of seniors and community leaders. So he's going to be coming down to
Are
the
you
crib.
guys gonna meet up?
We're going to meet up for the first time. Y'all going to get to see the height differential.
Jealous because
7 versus 5'7". It's going to be great. I love
I'm
it.
so jealous because I want you guys to know I only met Bubba 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
In all these years?
3 times.
Wow.
Probably there's only 2 back.
No, because remember our photo shoot.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So I met Bubba 3 times
about the photo shoot.
in the physical.
The photo shoot that we never had pictures. Never mind.
But y'all gotta understand, like in about 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months, I'll be able to tell. Rebecca, do you remember what my trunk looked like that weekend? So
And it doesn't no more because you have a yard in the house.
Hey.
That's enough to shout right there. And before we get out there, make sure you guys give us a little bit of more love if you want to give us directly, because listen, Ben just got a new yard. He need a little bit something in his yard, right? Listen, we got bills to pay. We got these things. And if you want to give to us directly, you guys, it helps so much. Not only to keep the show together, it keeps us together, right? To make sure we get this work done. You guys, here's where you can give to us directly on Cash App. Becca's Voice, DJ X3C, and Ben, what's yours? I always forget it.
At BPD 2018.
Okay, so Becca's Voice, DJ X3C, BPD 2018, Becca's Voice, that's Cash App, DJ X3C, Cash App, and BPD 2018 on Cash App. You guys, thank you for all the love, and shouts out to Andy. I got your Cash App love offering. I thank you so much, and you guys, listen.
Hey, why does Donald Trump always do that?
What?
I'm walking.
Let me see.
Mary gonna come hunt us down.
Wow. See, it's a little bit of Jesus in there and a little bit of, a little bit of ass. All right. I love you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, your day off, whatever that looks like. I love you guys. Mean it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Man, I can't stand y'all.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. We love y'all so much, and we thank y'all again for tuning in on this Thursday evening. Don't forget, tomorrow, 9 p.m. is going down. Patron party where we're doing the Jacksons. You don't want to miss it, so we will see y'all tomorrow evening. And if we don't see you tomorrow, then happy Easter, happy Friday to you, and all that other good stuff, man. Love y'all, mean it. We will see y'all next week. Deuces. Story to tell, talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, trying to find the meaning of life. While the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.